Welcome. You are now invited to join
the common clay of the New West. The common clay of the common clay of the common clay of the New West. Morons.
Hello, welcome back to the podcast. Ah, it's terrible. Can we do that again? No, I don't know. Whatever. Let's just start as it. I'm Al. This is Joe.
Hi,
And we got a guest today. His name is Chris.
Hi, Chris.
How's it going, boys?
Yeah, good.
No, is that it?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, then. Should we move straight into the feature then? We're going to bother? We'll just...
Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's just move straight into weird news. Weird news. Oh, more weird news. Okay, so a man has broken a world record for the longest distance being pulled by a horse while on fire.
Oh, that's badass.
It is badass. Daredevil Joseph Todling from Austria wore loads of layers of clothing, covered himself in cooling gel, put some knee and elbow pads on, and attempted to set the world record. And he managed to do 500 metres.
Shit.
Why though? Don't know, but congratulations, Joseph.
Thanks.
I don't know why that's a record. I don't know what. I don't think he beat anything. I think that was just he was starting the record, so he could have just done a metre. But then someone had just done 2 metres after that, wouldn't they? So 500 metres is quite a trek. It's like all the way around a rugby pitch, maybe.
No, think of the 1500 metre sprint.
No,
I'm not going to think of that.
500 metres.
Yeah.
Well, I
Think
went
of
for
third
400
of
metres
that.
right round the track, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go then.
Well,
Yeah.
a rugby pitch is 100 metres lengthways, so 200.
yeah, true.
So yeah.
Yeah.
More than that. So that's well done, Joseph.
Thanks.
Okay, the next one might sound like a world record attempt, but it's not. A 29-year-old man in the Netherlands who was asked to remain anonymous has had to have surgery on his intestines after boiling 15 eggs and sticking them up his ass.
15 as well. Not even like 1 or 2. 15. Just going after like 8, you'd be like, oh, is this enough? Nah, put him. Keep going. What happened to... He had to have surgery on his intestines?
Yeah, like major surgery because obviously he'd stuck a load of eggs up his ass.
Yeah.
But he said to the doctor that he was feeling unwell, and the doctor checked his heartbeat and found it was beating 120 times a minute.
No.
Which I think is what's normal. It's like 60 to 80 or something like that.
120 is kind of like an exercise heart rate.
Yeah, like high exercise.
Like high intensity.
Yeah, and he told the doctor that he thought it'd be alright because he peeled the eggs first.
There's a bit of logic there. You get a bit of cracked shell in your intestines.
In your crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he trying to... Was it sexual or...
I guess so, yeah. I think they found a load of meth in him as well.
Nice.
After the surgery, but he had to have major surgery, but luckily after only 5 days in intensive care, he was allowed to leave the hospital in a clinically good condition.
So don't try this at home? Or try this at home?
You could try it at
If
home.
you're on a week off work.
Just don't shame him.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's probably alright.
Try one.
do 1 or
See,
2.
Yeah, that's what you probably thought. You thought 2? That's fine. I feel like fine.
Maybe he's going
3,
for a world...
just keep quiet.
He's going for a world record. Only boiled eggs and you showed your ass.
Well, the doctor's like, the record's 1.
Yeah. Smashed it.
Yeah, he's like, smashed it.
Yeah, bust it.
Bust it. Alright, so our next bit of weird news is...
Kind of put me off boiled eggs now.
I know, it's a bit gross, isn't it? Is a listener submitted news story by a fan of the podcast, Chris Morris. Not that one. Anyway, old Tottenham player Gary Mabbott fell asleep in a hospital I didn't read it first, in Argentina, I think, in Kruger, and woke up to have his feet being eaten by rats.
How did that happen?
He's got diabetes and he just couldn't feel it, and a rat had a nice meal. I'm just reading quotes from here.
How much of his feet or his legs did it eat?
It made quite a big hole in my toe, going down to the bone and ate underneath my foot.
Fucking hell. Yeah. I think one of the sort of the issues with diabetes, I think, can be loss of feeling in your extremities.
Yeah.
So he could be like asleep or something and not really feel the rat chewing up his feet.
That's gross.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
But
Won't be playing football for a while.
no, well, he's more, yeah. Oh, definitely won't be. Need your feet for that.
Key component.
But if you want to send us some weird news, if you don't want to send an email, send us some weird news on Twitter or Instagram or by email.
Yeah, he tweeted us that one, didn't he?
Yeah, on Common Clay Pod, or you can get us on email at commonclaythenewwest@gmail.com. You can get us on Common Clay of the New West on Instagram and at www.commonclayofthenewwest.com. Loads of ways.
Get in touch.
Yeah, not that many people do though. I wish more did.
Please talk to me.
You got any weird news, guys?
I have, yeah. I was reading about, so, it's a bit of a weird one, I need to get the word in right, was, an interspecies same-sex romantic story of
Nice. We're into that.
a swan and a goose.
Oh, nice.
Two, both males.
It's not as
It's interspecies.
I prefer if it was more drastic.
Oh, you want like a horse and a duck or something? Yeah, fair. Yeah, true. I don't know. Do they count the same species, geese and swan? For the sake of this, yeah. They were two blokes and two bird blokes, and they loved each other for 18 years.
No way, that's nice.
Yeah, they were like, I think, because I've heard about swans sort of mating for life. And these guys just mated for life.
No, that's lush.
Yeah, and they're so it says here, Thomas the Goose. Oh, he actually died.
Thomas
last
the
year.
Goose.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. But he actually died. R.I.P.
What's the other one called?
Henry the Swan.
Yeah.
Apparently they're going to put some statues up in a zoo or wildlife park in New Zealand to commemorate them and to celebrate their
That's lush.
interspecies same-sex love.
No. Chris, one of your favourite things in the world is two animals from different species being friends.
It's my favourite thing ever.
Yeah. You sent me
Animals
lots of
that are not the
videos.
same animals being friends.
That is great.
Is the best thing ever. Like dogs and lions, and penguins and elephants. And
Yeah. There's quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
One of my favourite things is when there's a big dog and a little dog that are friends.
Classic
That's good.
duo.
Yeah.
I've got another weird news.
Go
For
for it.
Marker for some. He's known. Oh, so tired. Moses Lanham, 57, is known as Mr. Elastic because he can turn his feet 180 degrees.
Oh, no way.
And then walk. So I've got a video here. I know video's not great for podcasting, but I'd like to get your reactions to the video because it's fucking odd.
Okay.
So basically, he's got double cartilage in his knee joints and his hips and his ankles, so he can just spin his legs right the way around, and then he walks backwards and he looks like a fucking nut job. So apparently, when he was a kid, he was 14, he fell 18 foot from a rope in gym class.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, he just mashed up all his joints and that, but developed a superpower and is now Mr. Elastic.
A kid in my school, in primary school, you know those climbing frames you had in like your gym in school? He climbed to the top. He's quite a big fella. He just climbed to the top and just jumped off, knees first, and just landed straight on missed the mat, just landed straight on the floor and cracked the floor.
Broke the floor?
Yeah.
Was he
Did
alright?
he break himself?
Well, yeah, he was a kid,
Yeah.
wasn't he? He was like 6 or 7, he just bounced at that age. Didn't he? Well, this kid didn't, obviously, but...
No, he didn't. Look at this.
And Joe's showing Chris the video. Oh, God. I don't know if I want to watch it now.
You should do jujitsu.
I can't see over my pop filter. That looks like Jack Nicholson. Oh, my God. He's not a kid.
Oh no, he was a kid.
Oh, right. He was a kid.
He's an ex-child.
So why is Jack Nicholson from The Departed doing that?
Former child couldn't turn his legs around.
Former child.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not using his powers for good or evil. I think he's just walking around, just doing news articles on the internet.
Ugh,
You
mad.
think you'd use your powers for evil if you could walk backwards like that? But he doesn't. Wasted.
Maybe I would enter one of those walking backwards Olympic competitions. You know that?
Yeah.
Or is that something else? I don't know.
I don't think they do that in the
If you were
Olympics.
in a cubicle, no one would know if you were having a piss or a shit.
Yeah,
would
it's
they?
true,
'Cause
yeah.
You could turn your feet around the other
Do
way.
one way and one the other.
You can do like a really
fuck with
stinking
people.
shit and be like, it wasn't me. I just pissed on my feet.
Look under the thing. Do it on a National Express bus.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. For context, I was on a National Express bus.
I don't want to talk about
that. And there was the toilet was completely full of poo, and it stunk the whole bus out. And then I turned around and the sink was full of pee. And then I opened the door, and obviously because I'd opened the toilet lid, it just like stunk the whole bus out. It was the most disgusting thing.
How long did you have to sit on that bus for?
Well, after that, about 3 hours. It was absolutely disgusting. It was horrible. Gross. All right, this is, well, kind of related, this last news story. A security guard was working in a hospital in Florida, and he's been fired because he kept recording himself farting at work and posting it on Instagram.
Wait, that guy got fired?
He got fired, yeah.
I've seen that video go around. Have you seen it? Yeah.
It's so good.
He's been doing it since March 25th, 2018, has recorded 75 videos. He's became known as Paul Flat and has over 82,000 followers. But unfortunately, the cost of fame came back to haunt him as he was fired. But he did record the whole firing on Instagram live.
Amazing.
And it's out there, you can watch it. It's brilliant, it's so funny. Go on.
I was going to say, are they telling him off for farting in work?
Well, he gets out of the car, and the guy's like, stop recording. He's like, I'm not going to stop recording. He's like, I know why I'm here. I know I'm getting fired. He's like, am I getting fired? The guy's like, yeah. He's like, I'll just keep recording then. And then the guy's just shouting at him, going like, he's like... The guy's like, oh, I didn't show the badge, or I didn't show, it's just my face. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, we did it 75 times. But the guy, he's quite funny anyway. And he does protest that he's never once shown the logo of the company or the name of the hospital in the clips, but it didn't prevent him from being dismissed.
Well, what was on his form? Just farting at work?
It was literally just a video of his face.
Yeah, no,
right,
I've seen the
yeah.
videos, but I mean, like, when you fire someone, you've got to have, like, good reason.
He does
there's got to be paperwork.
The guy hands him the paperwork. He's like, can you have a read of this? But he
Brilliant.
doesn't read it out. I'm sure he might do on a later video, but...
That was class.
It's funny, but however, despite losing the job, he isn't shying away from the spotlight. And he had an interview with Vice, and he said, this was a quote from him. He said, "We live in a society where this is the big popular thing right now. But next week, unless I'm doing more and keep more than keeping it going, it's going to be nothing." Which is a fair point. And he says, "We're going to keep making content.
Please.
We can do Paul Flat on vacation, you know, throwing like a Hawaiian shirt or a hat of some sort, and just fart around Florida. We're just going to keep going."
Keep the dream alive.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, I recommend watching. I haven't seen any of the actual fart videos, but I can imagine
The
they're funny.
American?
Yeah, Florida.
Oh, sorry.
It's always Florida, isn't it?
Yeah, Florida man.
But the video of him getting fired is worth watching because it's so funny. 'Cause he's just like, I know.
Well, it's bizarre. Well, when I saw the video, it was like montage, not a montage, but just they're all back to back.
Yeah.
The video was like 15 minutes long. I was just like,
Yeah,
I'm not watching this.
Yeah, it's too much.
I sort of skipped through. I was like, just nothing's changing, just apart from his shirt or the time of day.
It's funny though.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I watched it all.
He's kind of got like an official like Instagram now. I don't think he's been ticked, but it's like a proper like he sells t-shirts and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing
He's
the...
unemployed. He's going to have to get some money coming in.
How did you get a blue tick? Do they give them to you, or
I
do you
think
have to...
you get given them, yeah.
Have you got to request them? Is it like a star on the Walk of Fame?
I can imagine. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out soon, hopefully. Very nice. But no, we hit 10,000 listens this week.
No, yeah, that's awesome. Really chuffed with that.
So yeah, thank you so much,
Congratulations.
for everyone. Yeah,
Thanks for listening.
thanks for listening. One of our highest rated episodes is listened episodes, one that you were in, Chris. So
Oh, class, I'm part of
congratulations to you
it.
too.
Congratulations,
yeah,
me.
Yeah, so well done. Well, that's it for the weird news this week. I think unless anyone else has any more weird news. Told you not to prepare anything, so probably not.
No. Did you?
Well, I did
Oh,
told
should've
Chris asked me yesterday if he had any...
Well, you shouldn't have wasted that 2 minutes Googling weird news.
There's literally a website for it, it's great.
Oh, send me the link. Just both turn up with the same stuff everywhere. I can't believe that guy put 15 eggs in his ass.
I know, that is bad, isn't it? That's not on that one.
Where was he? Is he Dutch? Is it? I can't remember.
He
What
was
a
from,
legend.
yeah, he was Dutch, yeah, sorry.
What a class.
Right, so we're going to move on to pop culture now, and things we've seen. We don't have a jingle for it.
Do we know?
Pop culture.
There you go. That's our jingle. There you go, that's the new
There
one.
we go, nailed it. You guys see much? I've seen, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but I saw the, is it Infinity War?
Yeah,
Yeah, I finally saw that. It was really good.
Really good,
really
isn't
good. Yeah, really good. Yep,
really,
yep,
really
yep.
good.
No, I enjoyed it. I did, I watched Deadpool 2 as well.
Yeah?
But yeah, Infinity War, I just love Thor. He's such a fucking badass.
He's become the best character, hasn't
Yeah, and I was really gutted after the Ragnarok one where he lost his hammer for like ages.
Yeah.
For the whole film, he doesn't have his hammer, and I'm like, well, this is shit. But then, and then he gets a badass axe now, doesn't he? In
Yeah.
Infinity War, it's not spoilers, is it? It's been out for ages.
he? Yeah. It's good in Ragnarok when he goes all electric at the end on the bridge. That bit's class.
Yeah, I thought he might do that more in Infinity War. He doesn't do it once. He doesn't
There's a one to the,
Oh,
a
does he?
massive one at the end with his axe.
does
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
It's the best bit of the film.
Yeah, that's right. I wasn't paying attention.
It's really good though. I really like it. I like Thanos.
Oh,
He's a good
yeah,
baddie.
yeah,
Very
he is a
good
good baddie. A bit emo-like. A bit emotional.
Yeah, he is emotional.
Yeah.
Is Thanos the big purple guy?
Yeah.
He's the same guy that's the bad guy in Deadpool, isn't he?
Yeah, it's the same
It's
actor.
the same guy.
Yeah. Josh Brolin.
Oh, yeah.
And the Goonies.
And the Goonies.
Good segue. Good segue into my next film that I watched, Deadpool 2.
Oh, we can say the Goonies.
There we go. Yeah, the Goonies. Yeah, I've only just seen it. Deadpool 2 is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit like they don't need a sequel.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what more are you going to do? But have you guys seen it?
No.
Yeah.
I think are they setting up a X-Force franchise or something, it seems. A bit like, like, I don't know, I sort of looked into it, and I think X-Force was a bit like Deadpool's X-Men or Avengers type group. And I was a bit like, they're setting it up for like a team franchise. And they're a good little team, but I'm like, do we need more of these?
Well, Disney just bought Fox,
Oh.
who made Deadpool and X-Men and Fantastic Four. So they own that now. So it could all just become one massive fucking thing now.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was a big fan of, do you know, is his name Cable? You know, the guy from the future?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Josh Brolin. That's
Yeah,
Thanos.
that's right. Yeah. His character's awesome. And I was sort of reading about him after the film. And in the film, he carries around, he's sort of like avenging his dead daughter or something. And he carries her like scorched teddy bear or something. And then I was Googling the character from the comics and that. And it's kind of like, it's kind of cool, it's kind of sad in the film. But in the comics, he just has like a teddy bear on his chest.
Oh, no.
Where he's like, they've kind of linked it in, but it's just not cool at all in the comics. It looks really weird. You've got this like half man, half robot guy with a massive machine gun. And like a teddy bear just carrying around. But yeah, to be honest, I'll watch him. I just won't enjoy him. Oh, what's his name? Juggernaut. He was in Deadpool 2. I love
Who's he,
that
the
guy.
big silver guy?
Yeah, he's got like a big metal head basically. And he's like just fucking like
Oh, I know,
25 foot tall and like.
Vinnie Jones played him in...
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't do enough films, Vinnie Jones. He's
no anymore. Bring him back.
Bring him
Let's get him on the show.
He probably would.
Vinnie Jones, if you're
He's probably
listening,
doing nothing.
email us.
Welsh legend, like. The least Welsh person.
But we watched a load of that Preacher as well. So I know we talked about it.
I want to watch it.
Get on board. It's sick. I've seen the series 1 and 2 before. I'm rewatching them to then watch season 3.
Nice. Seth Rogen makes it, doesn't he?
Well, he's a producer. He's directed a bunch. I don't know how involved he is.
Like his thing, innit?
It's
It's like
his
he's
project.
like it's his project. Yeah,
Oh, he's all boy to life. Yeah. Is it him and that Evan guy? His
yeah.
mate?
They do everything together. Yeah.
But it's brilliant. Preacher on Amazon Prime. It's fun. It's funny. It's violent and it's a little bit sexy.
Oh,
So
isn't there a guy with a butthole for a face?
yeah, it's
That's
not
the
actually.
sexy bit.
Yeah, that's the sexy bit. It's not actually a bottle, but it looks very much like an arse.
Nice.
And yeah, it's often just referred to like some people like dance around the fact that he's just got this massive kind of like hole in his face that's like all crunched up skin that looks like an asshole. And loads of people just don't really talk about it. And then some people just come in and go, "Oh shit, your face looks like an ass." And the kid's just really sad about it.
No.
He doesn't actually shit out of it.
I watched them on Amazon Prime last night, actually. What's it called? Jack Ryan. The new, Jim from The Office.
Are you obsessed with this guy?
I know, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. either me or my wife fancy him, because we've just been watching loads of stuff with him in it.
He's a good looking guy.
But he's a bit like Chris Pratt these days, just can't do that much wrong, just in loads of good stuff. But it's weird, because it's kind of like, I never watched the Jack Ryan films with Tom Cruise, or Chris Pine, I think he did one as well. But I don't think it's like this. This is more like espionage, sort of, behind the desk
Is
sort of
it
thing.
Tom Clancy stuff?
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
really
was
good.
he an author that did like books about?
I thought he made video games.
Yeah, I was thinking like Rainbow Six, but I'm guessing that was based on his books as well.
Yeah,
was it?
Splinter Cell, Rainbow
I
Six.
have no idea what any of this stuff is.
Vegas, he did one called
Oh,
Rainbow Six
yeah, I used to
Vegas,
play
wasn't it?
Rainbow Six
Yeah.
Vegas. I love that. And you could storm like office blocks and stuff from like casinos. You have big shootouts in casinos.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that game. Me and Carl used to dominate on that.
They've got a good the new Rainbow Six is good apparently. It's multiplayer there. I don't really play multiplayer games.
I've got no
I haven't got
friends.
any friends.
My internet connection's really shit.
It's not anymore. I've got new internet coming today.
Upgraded. Yeah.
But it's good. It's like terrorists and that, and he's a goodie, and America good, and well, no, sometimes they're not good.
Oh,
It does that. It
it's a
does
twist.
that. You go, oh, America good, Middle East bad, and then sometimes they go, oh, America not so good, but mainly good.
But then it becomes good at the end.
But no, it's okay. And I also watched Jumanji, the new Jumanji with The Rock. And
You mugged me off for watching that.
Well, yeah,
I
you
went to
paid
cinema.
to watch it. Yeah.
£4 though.
Star Wars was out, and something else was out, and Joe went to the cinema and went, yes, what, a £4 for Jumanji, please.
I did done the same.
Not Star Wars,
To be honest.
or something else massive, was Jumanji. It was, I turned it off.
Yeah, it was dog shit.
Kevin Hart is small, The Rock is big, and that's
Yeah.
the joke. That is literally the joke. Jack Black made me laugh when he's like the preppy teenage girl in it, isn't he?
That's right, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny for about a minute,
Yeah.
and then that gets old. And the woman's she's quite badass in it.
Yeah.
She's also the blue lady from Avengers and Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy.
shit, is that her?
Yeah.
Ah.
So she's quite badass in everything she's in. But I didn't watch enough of it to turn it off. It was shit.
In my defence, I went to watch it on a date, and the person I was on a date with, I didn't want to enjoy the Star Wars experience with that person. So
I didn't go to the cinema to watch this Star Wars. It was the first one since I've been alive that I haven't gone to watch it. And I bought it on Blu-ray the day it came out and watched it. And it's not my favourite.
oh,
Very long.
they are long.
Yeah. It's like there's a really good start and a really good end, and there's just loads of guff in the middle.
Yeah, it lost me in the middle as well. To be
Yeah.
honest,
It just doesn't need. They didn't like. They tried to give every character loads of screen time. It's like you didn't have to. You didn't have to.
That's something I thought they did quite well in Infinity War.
Yeah.
They got like a shitload of massive characters.
There's no messing around, is it?
Yeah, and it's just like everyone just turns up, smashes it.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a good sort of bit of screen time and a bit of storyline. Yeah, and they
The
managed
only
that
bad
really well.
bit of it is with Thor when he's with Peter Dinklage and he's like a massive troll.
Yeah,
It's like it's a good bit, but Peter Dinklage is just like you tell. He just sounds like he can't be arsed to be
Yeah.
there. And he's just like,
I think they made his voice sound like that.
yeah, but it just sounds
Yeah.
like he can't be fucked. In.
What's a bit odd? What was the point of that? Oh, they had to make his act.
Yeah. It's a good
that's right.
bit, but it's just a bit weird.
Yeah, it was a bit odd.
But have you seen it, Chris?
Yeah, which one? Star Wars. I've never seen Star Wars, but I've seen the bit where Peter Dinklage is little but big.
Yeah.
Which film was that in? Was that Infinity War?
Infinity War,
Yeah, I've seen that.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit big.
Little
Why
bit
did they
bit.
do that? That's odd. It's an odd thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's
yeah.
just funny, innit?
Hollywood
He's
goofing
a
around,
midget,
innit? Yeah.
little person,
Little person.
and everyone's just like, it'd be funny if he was big
Big but little.
but little. Chris, what have you been watching? You told me something yesterday that you've been watching.
Oh, The Last Man on Earth.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It's so good. Such a good concept.
It's so fun. What series are you on?
I've like halfway through series 2.
It's brilliant.
His brother's in it.
Oh, nice.
His main guy's brother's just turned up.
I
I thought it was a new thing when you mentioned it before, but I didn't realise there's like 4 seasons of it
Yeah.
out already.
I won't tell you what happens in the end, but you'll be disappointed.
Why would you tell him what happens in here?
Well, it's
I'm
not.
not gonna tell you.
It's like a 20-minute comedy, so it's not like
Okay.
there is an overgoing story, but the main thing is just like
It's like Game of Thrones, then.
something funny every. Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's better than Game of Thrones, I reckon.
Behave.
That's not out yet. That's this podcast is going to take a dip when Game of Thrones comes back out.
We haven't released anything for 6 weeks.
That's all I've been doing. I've been away, so I haven't really watched that much. The Last Man on Earth, watch it.
Yeah, where's that again?
Amazon Prime.
Amazon
There's 4 series
Prime.
of it. You can
I've got an Amazon Prime login now.
you can
someone-
bang through
someone
10
sorted me
episodes in a night, and it's just one of those ones you can just sit down.
Yeah, I
and
do. Whenever I work from home, I just leave it on. It
Yeah.
just plays.
Who's in it? Any
Um,
famous people? Well-known actors? Actresses?
it's kind of a spoiler. There's lots of famous people pop up in it, like,
Yeah, like
all the
cameos.
time. Yeah. But the main guy is I can't think of his real name, but he's in. Have you ever seen Flight of the Conchords?
Yeah.
You know the guy in the dry cleaners, the actor guy. And he's like, "Hey,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Sven."
Yeah,
He's the main character in it,
Awesome,
and he's
awesome.
fucking so funny.
He is good. And Betty Draper from Mad Men. She's in it. Seen Mad Men?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, she's in it as well, and the lady from Flight of the Conchords is in it.
Oh, I
The
liked
fan,
her.
yeah,
she's
she's
a really
brilliant in
nerdy
it as
one.
well,
yeah.
yeah.
I got a weird crush on her.
I think we all do.
Yeah, something about I like.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Nice little pop culture. Emails. I said last week there was a really long email that we were going to read out this week, but it's really long, and I just don't want to.
This is from the comics. Look, 1 second. See the baby on his chest?
He showed us
That's
the-
weird.
That is weird.
They didn't do that very well. He looks like an actual baby.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
sorry to go back like 10 steps. was Cable from the Deadpool 2 film and the X-Force. Just carries around a doll on his chest.
Just keep it somewhere safe, like. Why have you got
Pop-
to... If
pop
you
it
get in
at home,
fights
yeah.
all the
Yeah, leave it
time...
at home, yeah. Put it in
what
the
if you
car.
beer with you?
Yeah. Just take the thought with you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, emails. Okay, the first one is from... Doesn't leave a name, so I won't read out the email
drum roll.
address. He says, last week you were talking about time warps, and you said the government would only go and use it against you.
Yeah.
This person's wondering, when's the last time the government discovered something and used it against you?
Oh, it's like that calling me out here.
I think so. He said just wanted to know. She or she, I don't know.
Very good question.
This could be someone we know. If it's got that vibe, I don't really know.
Just every technology, just like CCTV is just constantly.
Yeah.
I'm getting into like paranoia
I was
podcast
just
now.
thinking chemtrails.
Yeah, chemtrails, yeah, flat Earth. Just lots of buzzwords. Just CCTV, speed cameras, shit all over the place. I don't know.
Okay, so I don't know.
It was more the American government I have concerns about because they're stepping into potential human rights violations as we speak
Yeah.
with some of the stuff they're doing with borders and minorities in their country. If you want to get political.
Okay, well, speaking of that, I was talking earlier about Jack Ryan. At one point, they did this thing where they had this drone over this Middle Eastern bit, and they were like, zoom in on that guy, and they took a picture of his face. They were like, find him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, the fuck. And then I realised Facebook did that to me the other day.
Good one.
Well, I was just like, Facebook just had a notification saying, no, we think you might be in this photo.
Oh, that's
and
weird,
it was someone
isn't
I
it?
didn't
That's
know his photo,
terrifying.
and it was just
Yeah.
me in the background. And I was like, fuck.
What? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, the South Wales police use, they've got like a van with facial recognition cameras, and they go to like football games and live events and drive around. They look for wanted people. And it's like, yeah, it's not using it against me because they're wanted for committing crimes, but also it's like fucking 1984.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's quite sketchy if you ask
It
me.
is sketchy.
But they're like celebrating it. They're like, yeah, our facial recognition stuff. I'm like, this isn't cool.
No, it's not cool.
I follow them on Twitter. South Wales police. Just to see if they're onto me.
I like it when they post the pictures of the guys that have like gone missing or been in court or someone they're looking for. Have you seen that?
What? And then the guy comments.
Yeah.
People comment going, you can't catch me. I love them. I always like it when they're like, oh, massive drugs haul found. It's like just sort of 2 bags of like just crap cocaine or something. You're like, guys, you're not really, it's not really doing much. Do you know what I mean? It's not like fucking, you see on TV like kilograms of it.
Do you see that picture online? It was picture online I saw.
Oh, on the internet, was it?
This picture I saw, and it was like the drugs haul from either Reading or Leeds, and it was like all like it was like
music festival.
yeah, it was like the largest drugs haul ever. There was all like loads and loads of bags of powders and other things. And then, like, so the top comment on it was liked and shared by Win.
There was a good one where a guy wrote on a festival's sort of Facebook page. He was like, I'm coming to the festival on the weekend. I'm allergic to dogs. Is there going to be any sniffer dogs? And which entrances are they going to be on?
That's awesome.
What was the question again? Yeah, using stuff against us.
That what we just said, pretty much. I think we covered it.
Although to be fair, what I'd rather
Sniffer dogs.
sniffer dogs,
Sort
yeah,
of
that
technology.
Well, did I tell you about this when we were in? When we went to Love Box in London, music festival, like a sort of rap and hip hop festival in London in the summer. They had loads of sniff dogs there, and one of our group got sort of sniffed and taken to one side. He didn't have any drugs or anything on him. But I was like, I just feel it was a boiling hot July day, and they went into his room, and I was like, are they going to look in his ass? And we were like not really sure, and I was like, I feel sorry for the copper more than I do Tom. You know, like Tom Lee, you wouldn't want to look at his ass. I'm like, the guys are going, oh, it's bullshit, they shouldn't do this to Tom. I'm like, they shouldn't do it to that copper. Like, I feel bad for him. It's fucking boiling. My ass is sweaty.
Yeah.
Did they?
No, they didn't actually. They looked in his shoes. They took him away for like an hour. They went, oh, empty pockets, look in your shoes, nothing, all right,
No.
yeah. But loads of people getting kicked out for like not much.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, that's the I think we've covered that. The next email is from Max.
Oh.
We've never had a Max email.
Hi,
That's
Max.
good.
Max the first.
He says, "Hey men," calls us men. He's got my good side straight away. he was like, I hope this gets through, which it always will, don't
Yeah, how do you think email works?
Yeah. I think he meant through to the podcast,
Oh,
which
okay.
we'll read out anything. He said, I would say something nice about the Welsh to make sure it gets read out, but apart from Welsh cakes, I can't really think of anything.
I love Welsh cakes.
I love Welsh
I don't.
cakes.
You don't like baked stones? Get out of here.
They're okay. He's like, I want to talk about golden
weird.
ages.
That's weird.
He wants to talk about golden ages. He says, we're currently in the golden age of beer. It's never been more socially acceptable to be an alcoholic or a drug addict. You cannot go anywhere these days without being offered the best beer you've ever had. He says, so what other things are we in the golden age of?
Technology.
Technology, we always are. I was going to say...
True, every age is the golden age of technology.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
backwards.
I was going to say TV shows. It's like since Breaking Bad, and Game of Thrones came out, it kind of changed the game, didn't it? And everything had to go really good then. They're like,
Yeah, everyone had to step their game
we don't
up.
accept this cheesy American shit anymore.
Yeah.
Everything has to be good now.
You say that though, but a lot of people watch shitty TV, and relish in it, and not just like you guys seen that show How to Get Away with Murder or something?
No.
Like loads of people I know watch it, and they're all like, yeah, it's really terrible and really shit, and I'm like, stop watching it.
Yeah.
I watched some of it, and I'm like, this is dog shit.
It was a bit like that when Love Island was on. People in work were like, "Oh, have you seen it?" Like, "Oh, it's terrible." I was like,
No.
I loved Love Island.
Every-
every minute of it. Followed them on Facebook, got the videos when it pop up with like a little spoiler for tonight's episode. Sneak off to the toilet and watch it.
During my brother's wedding, my little brother and sister were like, they nipped back to the hotel room to watch it at
No.
night. Yeah. They were like, it's crazy.
It's linked to what you were just saying then. I was in the toilet at work the other day. I heard someone watching or listening to horse racing in
nice.
one of the
Oh,
toilet
nice.
cubicles. I'm like, I don't know, either they're like a gambling addict or they were just like, oh, watch the 405 at Kempton while I'm having a...
We're not in a golden age of horse racing, that's for sure. That's on its way out, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I don't know.
But,
Wax is cool.
yeah, I don't know.
I bet on the virtual horse racing.
It's weird, isn't it?
I remember when you
Yeah.
worked in a gambling shop, I didn't really understand what virtual horse racing was, and I was sat there, I was like, why? They look really real, but like there's something off about them. And I was like, that's really weird. I was like, what's wrong with that TV? And you were like, it's virtual.
Weird CGI.
Yeah. But it's like kind of like motion capture, like really well. Some of it's really well done, and some of it's really not
Yeah, when
well
they
done.
zoom in, it looks kind of like a high production, and then when
Yeah,
they zoom
yeah.
out, it looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're in the golden age of.
Sorry, this came from very late last night,
information.
so information.
Information
yeah.
and like IT. I've already said technology. I don't know.
Podcasts.
Can you ask me all these questions for, Max? Yeah, podcast. Definitely not the golden age of podcast. I think it is, though. I think they're just bigger than ever, aren't they?
Yeah, well, yeah, there's more than ever.
Yeah. Too many. Some of the others should stop.
They should stop, yeah.
Just leave us. The one and only. The one true podcast.
We did it first. Anyway, the last email today is from my brother,
Which one?
Luke.
Oh, he's my favourite one.
Hi, Luke.
Cool. Did you get invited to his wedding?
No. Right, he was my favourite one.
He says, hey, common clayers. That's a new one again.
Oh.
He says, a long-time listener and first-time emailer, also Al's brother. He says, loving the podcast. It's getting better every week.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
that's good. He says, a few episodes back, you talked about the film Ready Player One. So my question is, do you think that a virtual reality like that can actually exist?
Well, I never saw it, so you were the one that saw it.
And yes. No and yes.
Do
Yes.
they live their whole lives in a virtual reality? It's just a game, isn't
It's
it?
the life
Yeah.
in the virtual reality is better than the life they have outside.
Of course it is.
But Luke says, well, it already does kind of. There's a new VR world powered by Ethereum's blockchain. And there's a video here. I'll put this.
So Ethereum and the cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah. He said, which lets users buy up virtual real estate, construct buildings, create objects, and mine raw materials, and earn crypto for doing tasks.
Sure.
So imagine SimCity, but 1,000 times more real. Or just watch Ready Player One and you'll get the idea. It's called Decentraland, and you can find it here. I'll share the website on Twitter. He said it's still in its infancy, but it could be really popular in the near future. And if you can get in early and buy up loads of virtual land in this new digital world, it could potentially be massively profitable.
Yeah.
He said, that's it. Keep up the good podcasting. Cheers. P.S. If anyone wants to learn any more cool things about cryptocurrencies and blockchain projects, check out my new podcast, Chump Change.
What's going on? Yeah.
Shout
Shout out Chump Change.
A bit of a
Little
plug for
promo
Chump
plug.
Change. So
Chump Change, is that on the just SoundCloud and the...
it's on
iTunes one?
iTunes and
Yeah.
it's on Podbean. It's the same as all the podcasts.
Cool. I don't even know where else it's found. I don't listen to it. No,
It's
I
really
do.
good.
I do.
It's Luke, my brother, and his friend Rob, who sent in the beers. Well, he's going to send us some
Where are
beers.
they?
Yeah, true. Where are
have,
those
you,
beers?
have you intercepted them and drank them?
No.
You motherfucker.
No, but I have had them before, and they're delicious.
Yeah. I've heard they're good.
Yeah.
To go back to Luke's thing, that thing does actually sound mad and unique. So a bit like, so I'm guessing to host that virtual reality world would cost whoever's putting up the Ethereum blockchain company money on servers and tech and stuff like that. So you can buy into it.
Yeah.
And people are then going to have sort of game lives in this virtual reality, and they're going to mine things like Minecraft and get resources and become bigger and better than the guy down the road. That sounds fascinating.
Yeah. And at what point does that
link later.
At what point does that value just be actual currency doing?
Yeah. Well, the fact that they've got like a cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Backing it.
Backing
it's like
it.
gold in the real world.
Yeah.
I think. Sounds like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Listen to Chump Change. They did a really good episode a few weeks back about how there's like you can bet with some cryptocurrencies on assassinations. So you can you can use it to bet on like who's like what politician's going to be assassinated next and stuff
That's
like
dark.
that. Which is it's weird, it's interesting, and it's also dangerous.
Well, because then people are going to start trying to assassinate.
Well,
people.
I mean, it's encouraging people. So I mean, you can put a load of money on Trump getting assassinated, and then
try and make
only go and bloody do it like.
Like a
load of money.
Oh, get rich.
Yeah.
What's the link for that one as well? I'll have a look at that.
I think I can imagine it's dark web.
It's on Bet365.
Paddy Power.
Sky Boost.
Oh, can we try and get a betting sponsor for our podcast?
Yeah, we could try. Anyone, please.
Anyone want to sponsor us?
If just cover the SoundCloud costs, that'll be fine. And some free bets.
Some free bets would be good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
I love that email.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
gonna
great
have to look
email.
into that.
Yeah, I'll put the link on Twitter and Instagram later.
I'll look into it. I'll listen to Chump Change, and maybe I'll do that. Cover it on next week's or in a couple of weeks. Pop culture shit.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a podcast about cryptocurrency.
Like gold.
Alright, well, thank you for listening, and thank you for the I did it on Instagram as well. I put 1,000 listens.
Did you?
Yeah.
Bellin'.
Thank you for 10,000 listens. That's unreal.
Cheers, guys.
Bye. Ta-da.
The common clay, the common clay, the common clay of the morons.
Say something funny now. Go.
It's like, please say something funny at some point.
Yeah. At least try and make it entertaining.